Oh, shit. Sorry about that. Oh, man. Okay. Wow. That was incredibly awkward. Hello, everybody. Today's recording is sponsored by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Have you ever wanted to black out and wake up in the morning and wonder, why when I smile at my girlfriend, does she all of a sudden frown? I'll tell you why. Tennessee Honey. All right, let me take a pull here, test the product. Oh, yeah, that is quite tasty. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to throw up later. Anywho, today we are going to talk about the art of poetry. 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 It's a word. Dictionary. Look it up. Now, always, to talk about poetry, you kind of need like a background. You need a background little piano going, so, it makes people feel happy. They're like, wow, I'm learning some very inspiring shit right now. That's what the piano helps. Anywho, poetry, number one, the first step is make it sensual, not sexual. I mean, you could do that if that's sensual to you, but make it a meaningful experience when you are writing poetry. Otherwise, what's the point of writing it? Huh? You gotta feel some sort of emotion, and if you don't, you should probably go to the prison right now, because that is a common trait for serial killers, is to not feel emotion or remorse for evil deeds that have been done. So make it sensual. Gotta make the poetry sensual. Step 2, no cliches. Now, let me tell you something. There was a college professor, sorry I'm rushing it. I'm really sorry that I'm rushing these words here, but I took a creative writing course in good old college. And let me tell you something. The professor kept egging on and on about no cliches. Do not have cliches. Well, let me tell you something about that, okay? This rule is stupid. Don't follow it if your heart's not into it. Because step 1, you gotta make it sensual. Gotta make it sensual. So if you have a cliched life, let's say your father was an alcoholic and beat you with a belt, write that in there. Because that's some strong emotion that you're going to have the following line. Like probably, Dad, I wish you drowned in that ice house when you cut too big of a hole when you were ice fishing with your buddies, drinking a little too much beer. I wish you drowned in that hole, and I wish you froze a part of your limb off so I could roll you on your fucking wheelchair to the hospital, and I could laugh and be like, look, Dad, look at how I can tap dance now. I'm following my dreams, becoming a tap dancer and not listening to your criticism, because guess what? You don't have a fucking leg now. So, yeah, that's rule number 2, no cliches, unless your life's a cliche. And let me tell you something, my life's kind of a cliche too, I'm an Irishman. I've been drinking whiskey for a little bit now, like probably about 4 hours, and I felt a little drunk, but now I just feel hungry and my stomach hurts. Anywho, rule number 2, do not center your lines. I repeat, do not center your lines when you're writing poetry, because guess what? That's what Hallmark does. And if you're not trying to be a Hallmark writer, then by God, don't fucking center your goddamn lines when you're writing poetry. Rule number 4, okay, again, this is from my stupid Asperger college professor. It says no rhyming. Like, what the fuck was she on? Let me tell you what she was on. She was on the IBDs 800s, those experimental acids. Because let me tell you something. No rhyming in poetry. It's poetry. Fuck. Okay, wait. Just wait, I dropped my little booklet here. Yeah, fun fact, this is the first recording I've done on these voice memos that I wrote down stuff. But it was for school. This is what I wrote down for this fucking creative writing class. And let me tell you something. I hated that fucking class so much. Saying I'm not creative, she's like, hey, compare a relationship with a bed. And guess what? Everyone else talked about a goddamn bed you sleep in. And I put in, hey, a bed of water. That's what I'm gonna do. And know what? No one else in the goddamn class chose a bed of water. I did. But know what I got in that project? A B+. A B fucking plus. Fuck creative. Fuck creative geniuses. Fuck being creative. Let's go. Poetry always has a shape. That is rule number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's rule number 5. I don't know what that means. It would probably make sense if you were on IBD/800 experimental acids. Now available at your local Walmart. There's a guy who stacks boxes and makes sure the canned aisles are nice and faced. You know, all the labels are facing towards you. His name probably starts with a J, like Jared or James or Jonathan, you know, one of those names that starts with a J. That's probably him. He probably has a bunch of experimental acids because he's sad about his life. Okay, rule number, these aren't steps. Fuck you, these aren't steps. This is rule number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I apologize that I have to count them out. I'm like honestly really sorry about that right now. It's hard to see right now. So analyze how words sound and how they make you feel. Like words like stupendous and monumental and beautiful. Don't those sound so good to the ear? But sounds like words like poop. You know, no one's like thinking, oh, poop. It's funny. It's funny, but it sounds like shit. If you didn't know the meaning of poop and you heard someone say poop, by God, I'll tell ya. You would think it's fucking horrific. You'd think it's a horrific word. You'd be thrown back a little by it. But because you know what it is, you know, everybody poops. By that Japanese author, children's author. You think it's a good one. You know, it's a good word. It's a cute word. What's another cute word? Let's think of other cute word. Okay. Oh, literally. I really like, that's a cute word. Let me tell you something about literally. If you say it wrong, you're dead to me. You're fucking dead to me. I don't care where you go with the rest of your life. If you use the word, I was literally dying. Okay, like, fuck you, alright? Okay, sure, a pessimistic point of view, that could be true instead of seeing yourself as, hey, I'm alive, I'm living. If you're a pessimist, you say, I'm constantly dying, I'm running out of time in this world. You know, fuck those people. Those people are dead to me too. I'd rather look up into the sky and be like, by God, there's sunlight in good old rural Minnesota. And let me tell you something, the sun doesn't come around that often. And when I see the sun, my God, I don't need your pessimism. I don't need your, oh, there was ice on the road still. Fuck you. Fuck you and your Toyota, okay? Fuck you and your Toyota. All right, rule number whatever. The last rule here is make words because someone has to do it, you know? Someone has to do it. Do you ever think about that shit? Like, who made the word sphincter? Who made that goddamn word? Ronald Dohoffman. That's who. Just kidding. I just made a last name. See, it's real easy. Kind of like just take a word that already exists and like add other things to it, you know, spice it up a little bit, because that's what creativity is all about. It's all about taking other people's ideas and spicing it up, making it your own, you know? Okay, so let's try it here. Disco. Let's make a word out of that. Misco. Gisco. Hisco. See how easy it is? It's fucking easy. Alright, waltz. Let's make a word out of that. Waltz. Galtz. Schultz. That's a last name. Fultz. Again, already a word. It's already a word. Let's make another one. So Lewis Carroll, he wrote Alice in Wonderland. He was very famous for making words. He made up Wabajack, which is a word that I don't, honestly, you're going to have to look it up. It's basically bullshit. It's like, oh, hey, look, that's a Wabajack. That's unexplainable weirdness. I think that's what it means, unexplainable weirdness. But yeah, you can just make words too. That's what all the rappers do these days. It's got to be cool then, right? Anywho, this has been the voice recording brought to you by, not alcohol. Let's see. What was it brought to you by? Fuck you. Have a nice day.